my name is Palmares Bustamante, and I'm a third-year mentee with girls right now. And can you please present?
Yes, of course. My name is Antonia Hylton. I'm a journalist and the author of Madness, Race, and Insanity in a Jim Crow Asylum. I'm excited to be here with you.
I'm so excited to be here with you too and learn more about your work. So I have a few questions.
Go for it.
First, I mean, you have such inspiring work, and I was wondering if you had a mentor growing up that was really impactful to that journey.
I think that I've had a few mentors. So first, I'm one of 7 kids.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like I had the benefit of growing up in something like a wolf pack almost. I have 2 older sisters, and then it's actually 6 girls and then 1 boy. So I have a whole lot of sisters who held me accountable, who pushed me to be better, but who are also really great writers and thinkers and creators themselves. So I think they were my very first mentors, just the people who gave me feedback and helped me grow so quickly. I also have an aunt who was in the field of journalism, Soledad O'Brien, and I count myself incredibly lucky to have someone like that built into my life, who always loved me, guided me, and supported my work. And then I have found so many other women along the way. I have to shout out one iconic journalist named Madeline Herringer, who's one of my early bosses, who really changed the way that I write, the directness with which I report, and who I think really transformed my career and made it possible for me to do all the things that I do now, from television to podcasting to books. I have to give her and everyone else so much credit for that. So, very grateful. My advice to people is, if you don't feel like you have a mentor now, ask people directly, find those people, and really curate those people along your journey, because it's just so important, especially I think for young women, in order to catapult their careers.
Yes, I love that. It's so important to have such a strong and powerful community, especially of other women. And I was also wondering, what is one book that you love, your favorite book to read, or something that you really relate to that really inspires you?
Ooh. As a child or now?
I suppose whichever one you think was most impactful to your journey.
Oh man, okay. One of the first books that I remember reading independently and loving so much, I think I read it 10 or 11 times, was The Search for Delicious. And the title is basically the point of the book. Like, it is this fantastical story about an argument that happens in a kingdom about what the most delicious thing is, and like at the end war breaks out and they all decide like a glass of ice cold water is basically the most delicious thing.
Okay.
I loved that book. I don't know why I became so addicted to it as a child, but I think I loved just the characters, the way that they brought in very serious global issues and even a concept of war to children, but kind of brought it down to a level that made it digestible, but I think also increased my understanding and my empathy at such a young age, which I think is what writing and creating is all about, is opening up new worlds, helping people be better people, and understand each other better. So that book, as random as that sounds, like shout out to that book, it just made me love being a reader, I think, as a little kid. And then one book that I have come back to many times over the last few years is Everything Inside by Edwidge Danticat. She is an essayist, short story writer, and I've loved a lot of her work, but for whatever reason, the essays in that book, I came back to them a lot while I was writing my own book. Whenever I felt lost, like I didn't quite know how to structure or visualize a story, I just find the way that she writes to be so visual and so powerful, and it inspires me always.
That's so amazing to hear. I mean, books can touch people in so many different kinds of ways. It isn't always necessarily obvious. And then my last question for you is why you're aligning with Girls Right Now tonight.
Well, I think that Girls Right Now is basically the organization that I wished I had had when I was younger. Just a community of people dedicated to young women's futures, to helping them formulate and strengthen their voice. I'm grateful that I had all those mentors we talked about to help me do all that, but I think this is like an incubator that makes it so possible for women to just do it and take off. And I wish every girl had the opportunity to be part of something like this. And so I'm really honored that you got to honor me and to host me here. That is just the highest compliment. And so thank you, just for even thinking of me as being able to be a part of this, a small part of this community. Because I think that what you guys do is so personally important for young women and globally important too.
Thank you for being such an inspiring and growing, changing woman in the world. I mean, it's an inspiration for me to see someone really going out there and doing something.
I'm trying. I'm out there.
You're doing it. You're doing it. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Of course.
It's really wonderful to get to know
you.
you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.